Hello! We're back today. We're playing some disco. Oh, hold on. I have got my monitor on. Sorry about that. We are back today playing some Disco Elysium. And, seems like it's been a minute since we played. I'm trying to remember what we were doing. I know that we've got the autopsy to do. I believe. I think we've got the apartment to open if we want to do that. Um, Just a note up top. Well, first of all, I'll just say right off the bat, if you happen to be watching, smash the follow button. I super appreciate it. If not, that's okay too. We can just hang out and play some games. But also, this week's going to be a little weird because we've got the 4th of July break coming up, and quite frankly, because of COVID and the state of the world, we haven't seen we have not seen our family and our extended family in quite some time. So we are going to be taking a long weekend and driving out of state to go see some family members. And because of that, there will be no stream on Thursday, and there will be no stream on Friday. Saturday is up in the air. We'll see what time I get back. There will definitely probably be something on Sunday, though. And I actually have Sunday and Monday off. So of work on my day job, and so I would expect probably a longer stream on Monday. Kind of make up for it. But that's what's up with the weekend. Hopefully, we'll get back to a normal schedule at some point. Until that time, let's see if I can remember what button this is. Nope, not that one. That one. I'm still working on these hotkeys. Let's get on to let's get going on Disco Elysium. I don't remember if it auto-saved last time. I know I hard saved it. Bear with me while I find the right save right save state. Okay. Let's just look at what we have on Martinez. Yeah, it looks relatively... Yeah, 1 second apart. It doesn't matter. Let's see here. What do we got going? Ask Renee about the photo? Okay. Open the door. I've got that on Wednesday. Find the armored gloves. Okay. Joyce's info on the hanging. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the autopsy, and then if we have the time, we will try to figure out what is going on with the doomed commercial area. Do we have any skill points? We do not. What are we wearing? Okay. Logic. Visual calculus. Half-light. Suggestion. Electrochemistry. Yeah, I don't need reaction speed for this. Conceptualization. Endurance might help a little bit, because I already have pretty good conceptualization, I think. Visual calculus or logic. Let's see here. Logic. Composure. Okay, so my endurance is pretty decent right now. And my conceptualization's fine. So let's take a stab at this as is. And who knows if this goes horribly wrong. I might switch it up and try again, but...
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Sorry about that. I was a little thirsty. Okay.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea. You must have me confused with the Copperpedia. You, sir, you are the Copperpedia.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes? That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got this. We're smart. The dead man stares in silence.
This is the first
as
time
you
I've
crack
done this
open
with
the ledger.
the actual paperwork.
The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
That's you.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The
I
next
know my name
box
is.
says,
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date, 0803, and time of arrival, 0815, on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you.
That's fine.
Next. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Fucky, fucky!
This is going way faster this time since I have the...
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Don't overdo it. It's okay to be unsure.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerback puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Okay.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Yeah. Hello. How are you doing today? Yeah, we got the body down day one. I was able to shoot it down with the gun. It did take maybe a few points of hand-eye coordination to make that happen, though.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Kuno's such a jerk.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark.
Better hand. So Lieutenant proceeds produces a small folding knife with the other hand pulling on the belt. He starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
I
You
do.
got just the right
Yeah.
tool for that. The chain cutters. The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Ew.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
Yeah, the stats can be they can be a little bit much to manage in this game.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below,
There's just so many of them.
with as much precision as you can.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring
Ooh.
fuck.
Let's look
The
for.
belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his
Yeah, I had
swirling
one
over
game
the
that
edges like white bread rising from the yeast.
I went about it that way. It was the one where I knocked him out.
The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in
Ooh.
there, steady, like
70.
a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
It's times like this I wish that they let you change what you have equipped.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap! The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
Still no. Yeah, I've still not done anything past day 1. I wanted to. I was the other game I was talking about. I was actually streaming that one as well, but at some point I started archiving these on YouTube just so I have them, and I wanted to catch the whole thing. And by the time I started doing that, some of my earlier streams of this had already Twitch had already erased them. So I just figured I'd start over, start fresh. And this is the game I've been playing ever since. So the rope rises to the point the lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the... Okay.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
No! It's gonna happen, see!
I fucking knew it!
No, I don't think so. I think we had the debrief. I talked to Kim that night, but I don't think I ever actually went to bed.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
This is much faster when you have your actual
In
paperwork.
addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. Last item, hands.
Takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Sure.
The hand feels heavy, filled with decay liquids, like it's ready to explode if squeezed hard enough. You're suddenly repulsed, so much so you feel compelled to drop it.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
So he wasn't struck.
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
Sure. Why not?
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
At least he thought it was funny. Yeah, I'm my what is that? Inland Island? It's not very good.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
That's really gross. No, I don't think so. I do kind of want to, at some point, just do another playthrough of this and pick, when you go to pick, like, your stats at the beginning, I just want to pick the weird crap that I never use, like, shivers or something, like...
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact.
Okay, so
Unremarkable.
consistent with a hanging.
Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Yeah, isn't shivers like your I get no, it's that and Half-Life that I'm getting confused. Isn't Half-Life the one that? Oh yeah, sure, go right ahead. Isn't Half-Life the one that's like deceiving people? And shivers is it's like it's like your Sixth Sense almost. Yeah, I'm more of a logic build. I didn't really specialize real hard in one like direction. He's more general, but it's definitely I've got more points in logic than anything.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking.
That's gross.
Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
Huh. Interesting.
Mute silence as always.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary, Na. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Same for toxicology and serology, Na. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal
Agreed.
postmortem.
Next injury?
Contusions.
The scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, bucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
Non-fatal postmortem.
Right. Next. Nothing. Just in case. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be tipped. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
I find it strange, and maybe I didn't pick up this the first time I played through this, but I find it strange that he was unconscious while they hanged him, and there's no sign of struggle. I mean, I assume he was unconscious. They drug him to the site. I think.
Why do you say that? Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Through the psychic arts. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy. I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
Perception. Let's try this again.
The fish lips stay silent
Nope.
in response. You must be losing your mind, asking him that over and over.
I told you, he is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. His fingernails have turned dark. They're chipped and quite long. There is dirt under them. That's all.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't
I
shake
do.
the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the boots. I decided that I just wanted to try to get one thing. Oh, wait. We've already found a fridge.
Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear
Yeah.
sarcophagus below that building? Yes. Now, I've rarely been disappointed by the size of a giant ice bear fridge, but I think we should still take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
Okay. Is my I thought my perception was way better than... I guess it is only 3. My intellect... 4. Glad I found the other door. This is kind of where I was wanting to go anyway after the autopsy. Oh, yeah, I need a flashlight, don't I? Yeah, we got... Where did it go?
The bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream.
Okay. My detective mode is on. It just never shows up.
Hidden inside its belly.
Yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff in here. Like I actually well, I can't access my inventory right now. I found a rifle actually. Okay, so what do we...
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough, too. Shall we go and get the body, then? I'll take the head, you take the feet. The stairs won't be easy, but we'll manage.
The body is heavier than you expected, and stinkier. It takes half an hour to get it down to the basement. Then 10 more minutes to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in a nice bare fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done. Of course you don't. Look at that. What have we done? We stuffed a dead body in a nice bare fridge. This does not leave this room.
Poor Kim.
Did we though? Okay, maybe we did. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the
Okay.
icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Perception. It gives me better odds. Let's see. Do I have... What do I got? Does anything that I have help that? Better question. How far am I away? Still got 50 points to go, and it's pretty late in the day.
The bear's eyes are
I guess it's not a
glowing
red check though. I can always
It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden.
I can always
inside its
redo it.
belly. You
Nope.
touch the dead man's body. His skin is cold, light blue and silvery in the light of the fridge. You still have no idea where to begin, or what to even do with him.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
I just wish we had more time. Yeah, the logic stuff, it helps. Okay, so what is this about?
A
This is
thick
what...
layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Okay, so I checked this earlier, and somebody told me to come upstairs, but... Let's see, did I have it... Oh, okay. Because I guess all your your health and your morale they heal at the end of the day, don't they? That's smart. I didn't think of that. Okay, so yeah, I heard a voice in that chimney. Yeah, I should probably not just, like, waste all my healing items. Okay. So, where... Okay. I don't know where that voice is coming from, though, is the thing. I don't recall there being a second floor. Oh wait, maybe this way? Oh, here we go. Another postcard. Oh. Didn't even know this person was here. This is the dice maker, I take it. That you mentioned.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through
Did
her
you
hair.
try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
Oh, and this is the... Okay, that's the top of the chimney from earlier.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
What?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Okay, so
She's
like a
got
literal
direct
dice
lead to the
maker.
backyard. You should interrogate her about the Legion.
She's got direct... Oh! That does make sense.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to
Oh,
access one.
because they were
That's
playing
why I
some
have
sort
these.
of... I found out that they were playing some sort of Dungeons and Dragons game through the
Mostly,
radio.
They just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking. I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's
Okay.
why you're here, yes?
Sure.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
Everard is definitely a character.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Yeah, his dialogue is pretty great.
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here. The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working.
As you
It
know.
shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness.
Yeah, I mean, like when I talked to the union, not the union rep, the Wild Pines representative, I basically said as much. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, he's a good working man, so I can deal with a little corruption. She was like a true communist.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
I mean, the way I look at it with him is, honestly, personally, so yeah, he's very corrupt, and he's using his position for his own good. But the Wild Pines representative also told me that the union is responsible for getting them a medical plan and a overtime pay. So I mean, it's effective.
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home. Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids, and lately I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
I'm interested to see what his deal is.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Um,
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. I think I have just the right one for you. You're a police officer, right? Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it.
great.
Mr. Smooth.
Oh, whoa.
You snatched the dice out of the air with one hand.
Wasn't expecting that to work.
Oh, what are the odds? The red one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. I believe these dice are your lucky charm, officer.
She winked back at you. Can you believe it? You truly are Mr. Smooth Moves.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Everett might be corrupt, but the company is definitely corrupt. So, I mean, just kind of like by default.
You definitely need luck in Martinez. Was there anything else?
At least from the point of view of somebody working for them. I guess if you're an investor, you probably have a different opinion. Definitely need.
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dyes out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there. I've grown crafty over the years. You'll like your dyes if you get them from me. Be sure of it. We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home.
Yeah.
Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Yeah. It's to open the door.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Oh.
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under
And
the
there's the
Eastern
the
Commercial
tunnel.
Project.
I like how yeah, I'm kind of the cause of all of that.
And then there is me. I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
Well, I think what she's getting at is that and maybe I'm just reading too much into this, but there's a hidden door in the back of the Whirling of Rags that is goes somewhere, and I bet it connects to this building somehow. My character kind of got obsessed with it.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I mean, I never thought it was real. It was all just a...
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointing.
It was all just a
and
story to
boring.
get back here.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. The bookstore closes starting 2100. You'll have to do that tomorrow.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah.
She has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief.
Interesting. Okay. Well, tomorrow I will have something to tell the lady. Interesting dice. Oh. Wait, what does this do? If you roll them and squint your eyes, it looks as like you're arriving on the... And it's raining. No, look at the map tab in the journal to see which white checks have just opened. Interesting. Annette. Huh. Yeah, I'm trying not to be completely insane. Okay, so we need to... I wonder if that body will be okay if I leave it in there for tonight. I've never... I assume it would be. I don't think I can give this another go,
His
right?
eyes are still
Yeah, okay. Oh,
glowing red.
my bad. Well. I can... I wonder if Everart's office is open this late. Probably not, right? We'll go do the... Yeah, I'm trying to be somewhat respectable. Not just going around telling everyone I've lost my memory. Like, I've been completely honest with Kim, but he's about the only person I've told. I think this door's right here, right? Already got the
This
key.
must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some. The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you.
Does he? Oh. I didn't even notice.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year. You should take care of that, then. Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the street. We'll figure something out.
The door to the you try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head.
Yeah. True.
There might
Like,
be important information in the apartment. I mean, there might.
I've played enough to realize
Master
that...
investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you?
I've played enough of this to realize that they're pretty forgiving about what people will put up with. But I've also... I've found myself in bad situations by speaking too much sometimes.
Attaboy, the world's secrets were
Shamrock
made for
Shuffle?
you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them.
Ooh, what is that? Shamrock Shuffle. Okay. Temporary research bonus. It gives me a -1? What? Why would I want that? Huh. I definitely want that one. Oh, you have to spend a point just to get rid of one? That's interesting. I haven't messed around with the thought cabinet too much. I don't understand why you would want that, though. Jamrock Shovel. Yeah, I'm gonna go inside. I don't care what Everett said. Yeah, I have one that gives me, I think it's communism, right? That gives me it gives me a -1 to authority in visual calculus, but I get XP every time I use a lefty dialogue option. Oh, is it? Okay. So the way this works is the negative only applies. You're saying the negative only applies until the thought is done? Oh, wait, okay. So once you, so you're saying, because you conceptualize them, right? Or you internalize them. I thought that made it permanent. But I see now it. Interesting. Yeah, okay. Huh. I'll have to look that up when I have a chance to think about it. Like how that thought cabinet works. Hey. Suitcase full of clothes.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
Okay. Like, I'm guessing by that you mean that they sometimes have benefits that don't, like, reveal themselves until you've completed the thought?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomenon is how old Revachol got its flag. The flag doesn't seem to mind.
Okay. Ooh. Logic shirt.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. There's something disdainful in the way the curves and lines of the bodies were drawn. It looks like the artist is celebrating diversity, but underneath, he's just making fun of these people. No one's telling you to like him. You might learn something from him, though. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
This has got to be where the mug came from, right?
About breaking into this man's apartment.
Yeah.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
Wow.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container.
Oh.
Trash.
He has a key.
And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
The political quest, I heard those were new.
An interesting little clue.
Interesting.
Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
Interesting.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
Well, that was more than I was expecting. That's who must have the other key. Okay, let's go to the Whirling and Rags, see if we can get this done with. Let's see, yeah, still good ways away from another stat point. That's, yeah. That sounds familiar with modern right-wing ding-dongs. Sounds like like the Proud Boys or something like that. They're really into that same type of thing. That also doesn't surprise me. Fascists and white supremacists, they tend to not... Their ideology doesn't tend to be coherent.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
I understand your predicament as the manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business.
Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking, and I mean no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Not until you bring me the money.
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
Well, yeah, maybe. Okay, so we gotta go get some hubcaps.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
That's funny that they're spinners. Stats, yes. Definitely going to be putting some points in perception as soon as I can, because I want to know what's up with that body. And we've been to the pawn shop already, so this Shouldn't take too terribly long.
You know what's funny is the capo type.
That doesn't ring a bell, but let's see here. Yeah, I don't. That could be maybe. There's Hobocop. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just one I haven't picked up yet.
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here? The pawn shop is always open.
Hang on, I got a thing that might help with this.
Right of that quest.
Okay, I'll look here in just a moment. Let's put on my electrochemistry outfit. Is it just the gloves? I thought I had something else. Oh, the pants too, yeah. Well, I guess they both help. Weird. I'd never noticed that until just now. Okay. I think the gloves will help at least.
Greetings on this fine night.
A little bit.
What brings you?
Feeling
Hey!
warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Pyrrolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and
Weird.
it makes your eyes turn yellow.
How would I know?
I don't know if I really don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not
Well, it's not even
offended,
that.
Officer.
I don't want to jam this guy up over that. Okay.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
No.
Another time, perhaps. I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have. I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything.
Okay.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the...
All right. What is that?
Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him
No,
is a cluster
I did
of
not.
cannons engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hyundal burning. The antlers on the hood of the man's cloak and his piercing blue eyes are familiar.
Let's just say I did not make a good impression on the on the hotel owner. Let me check my quests real quick, because I would like to know what it is you were talking about. Yeah, I might come back, and well, I mean, I'll definitely come back, but when I have a little bit more time, I might ask him about it. It's already super late. Okay, so you're saying, am I missing this somewhere? Oh! Oh! Good cop, bad cop. I didn't even see this stuff over here. Sorry cop, boring cop. Yeah, I didn't even see this. 12 communist, 0 fascist, ultra liberal, moralist. Not in the quest menu, right of it. Oh, you can go negative. That makes... Okay, that's interesting. Huh. So right of it. I'm not sure I still understand where you mean. Name and that's weird. I know my name. Novelty dice maker, shivers. Interesting. Delay? No, you found it delay. Huh. Okay. Oh, okay. See, I got the name from Everett, but I figured it would fill it in. Okay, let's go pay the guy. Did I ever... Yeah, I figured out what her deal was, right?
It was clear just an hour ago. I'm a Nighthawk. What can I say?
She's still here because you're still
Yeah,
here.
I figured out she was lying to me about being the gardener.
You don't have to stay here because of us.
I like the city at night, don't you?
Yeah, I've been... My thing is, like, it's like, what, 22:42? I thought I was going quickly this time, and I still ran out of time to do stuff. I've got like magazines and photos and stuff I want to interact with when I get a moment.
Can I help you?
I was really just worried about getting that body down.
Yes. Have you got it? Well. Great. Thank you, officer.
Hey,
that's all
that
I wanted.
helps.
Payment for services rendered. If you continue to stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance starting tomorrow. I'll unlock the electronic lock to your room. All the doors lock automatically at 9 p.m.
Does it? Really? I've not noticed that.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
So you spend. So are you? So time is like a currency. You spend it with everything you do. I take it. It's pretty. That's actually kind of smart. I know. I hadn't noticed that just walking around didn't spend time.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do? Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
Yeah, I thought everything was on a timer.
He's attempting to make
That's good to know.
an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Interesting. What is that? Oh.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue.
I really want in that door. Okay. Well, I gotta... Oh, I shouldn't have went upstairs. Can I go? Yes, I can go downstairs. Cool. I'm gonna give this this body one more try since I've got a little bit of time. Oop, there. I was looking at the clock, not the map. Yeah, you're right. It totally doesn't move. I hadn't noticed it, honestly. I've seen it moving like while I was talking to somebody, and that makes sense that it was you use it as you do things. That's odd. Okay. See, that was... It's a perception check, right? Oh, does everything end at 2? I thought you had until midnight.
The bear's eyes are still
Man,
glowing
it's
red.
still...
It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly. Your
Oh, I
arms
got it.
reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh.
Okay.
First with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand. His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Okay. Play with it?
The tongue moves freely in the cavity. The mucus of the mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums and in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. Look in. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat, and there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Nice. This is pretty...
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
God.
This man will never sleep again. Never wake. Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres. Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. Your fingers reach toward his skull.
Gosh.
His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper until you feel it on the tip of your finger. Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin.
Can you get to it?
There's a tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it, from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Oh man, I hope this works. Okay. I've failed so many, like, 80% checks. It makes me nervous every time I do it.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. It feels sharp, like metal. With your face twisting from pain and concentration, all you need to do is just...
Good.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Someone shot him.
A bullet.
Interesting. That's quite the achievement.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood
So
on
he's...
the plastic.
That makes
He
sense.
raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact. Of course, you've earned it. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound? Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too, small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. No such luck for them.
There is, of course, the very real possibility he was both shot and hanged.
Yeah, but why would you do that?
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
We put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport. I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
Let's see, do I really need... I'm trying to think. How close am I to another... I don't think I'm going to put any more points in empathy anytime soon. And I don't really need the boots. I've already got a lead on the gloves, and the helmet might be in the ocean.
Alright.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get them wrapped up.
There go those beautiful enamel boots.
It's alright.
May they rest in processing.
I will need a little help carrying him. You take the hands, I'll take the legs.
Oh, is it in... Well, either way, I'm probably not going to put any points in that unless I absolutely have to. Alright. Can you actually equip them? Oh, wow. Okay. Hey. Another time. I like this game because it seems like it is very, very replayable, and I plan on playing this a couple times probably. Okay.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Okay. See how we did.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then...
Yeah, I wonder if I would have missed that bullet if they would have told me.
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here,
You might say.
our rights, our jurisdiction, basically. Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. Then you shot the body down, which was quite a shot. I admit I wasn't sure whether I should give you the gun, but I'm glad I did. Your shot enabled us to perform a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with.
Yeah, he can be critical. I like him though. He seems like a really. I find him to be like maybe the most compelling character in the story.
Moreover, you found that the hanged man wasn't just hanged, he was also shot. That was some excellent detective work.
That and Harry, like, he seems like a drunken wreck, and he talks about how, like, I assume he like walked out on his wife, but then when I found his folder, and it had the little holographic thing on it, and I went to the car to find out his police history. He turned out to be like he was a really good cop. Like he's completed like a crazy amount of cases and hardly hurt anybody. Like he had 3 kills, which Kim said was like really low for where he was from. It's like, well, maybe he wasn't always a wreck.
And you managed to locate and pull out the bullet, so we can get ballistics, make up the gun. All this is invaluable. The rest is up to the boys in processing. Maybe they will surprise us by doing their job for once, but I wouldn't count on it. We also performed a thorough search of the crime scene. All in all, we handled the situation very professionally. Now for the interviews. Including Everard Clare, a daunting adversary, if there ever was one. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name? That's a relief. Moving on. We talked to Joyce Monsieur, but didn't get any information from her. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a stand-up prison for typical practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
Thank you for the compliment. We could manage it even in wooden clogs. There are uncanny running reservoirs in this body. God knows why.
That's funny. That's a funny way of explaining that.
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station.
How are we doing on time? I've still got a little bit.
Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less
We'll
than
get through
a
the night,
fine amount.
and
It
we'll
undermines trust in the
go
RCM.
see Everett again.
We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station cold sleep. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. The coalition government, and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, The Morlinton leases us the right to keep the peace in this city, and they will take it away if we misuse it.
The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next
Oh,
flag.
I was wondering why, if you might have lost interest or lost connection.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
He basically said that we did a pretty serviceable, professional job.
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our two precincts. We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
No.
He is very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
Yeah, another skill point. Okay, so I could spend this on a check, but I'm thinking I don't really have a whole lot that I need to, I'm not seeing anything that I really... that I really have to worry about too much. So let's buy a thought cabinet slot. Ease is high. Shamrock Shuffle. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. I haven't really messed with it so far, so why not, right? And I have been breaking into a lot of locked doors, so it kind of makes sense. See you in the morning.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Yeah, I've been spending them mostly on stats, but
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
let's see.
In
Challenge.
it, your face.
Interfacing.
adorned
Use
with the
your...
expression.
Okay. Let's see here. I have some stuff for interfacing. Let's use the gloves. And... okay, I've got the chain cutters. Go ahead and save. Yeah, I think the thoughts might be the more
A
interesting
mirror
thing.
hangs on the bathroom wall.
Let's try
In
this.
it, the
Nope.
chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well,
Well, we'll leave it be for now.
Can I turn
the
this back
fan
on?
stands still.
Yeah.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
All right.
See what
The
this is
sheets
all
feel
about.
at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
Never stop the expression.
I'm not sure I could even if I wanted to.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Okay.
And then sleep doesn't come.
But I want to sleep.
Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening. Maybe it's the bed's fault. It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it? Something to do with, what was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves. Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Oh. I wasn't expecting like a playable area. Oh. Interesting. The disco lights. Oh, that's
Do you remember the scent of
loaded
your
corpse of a drunk.
childhood? You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face? Oh no, funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left, while you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle, and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours? No, it's gone. 3 times gone, and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium. You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown? Who are you kidding?
All right, you have a nice night. I'll be back on tomorrow, but I'll be gone on Friday because of the holiday. But I hope you have a good evening.
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas on the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people, and you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up. No, you haven't. You're just sleep-talking, and the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy. You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, and there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy. And it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Well, that was a hell of a thing.
Good going, buddy. Really? Because you feel even worse this morning than you did last night? You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think. That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
No, I can take this. I'm not. Yeah.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week. Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired. Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
I'm proud of Harry. He made a good decision. Glad I put that point in volition. There's the crew.
Morning. I've got some good news. I took care of the body. The thought of him decomposing in my MC wouldn't let me sleep. I'm just glad he's gone. We have other matters to attend to.
Oh well, we'll get the armored boots in another lifetime.
The Union muscle finally turned up, and they look rowdy. We need to talk to them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them. One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, I think that's probably...
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms.
I think I want to go see Everett
But
first.
aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Let's go ahead and pay this guy first.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Alright.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there, or to the phone booth down the coast. And the manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday.
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock? Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Will do.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers. Who told you that? Fine, yeah, it looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of arseholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
Okay. I can do that.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Let's go talk to Everett first. Yeah, I talked to her about her husband, right? Did I? Yeah, I unlocked. No, I never did unlock the door. I need to go this way now. Well, no, he gave me a card. Never mind. He gave me a card last time I was there. I can couldn't remember if I can just walk in or if measure head was going to be a problem. I mean, I talked to Kim about it, and he said that the amount of cases that I had were an impressive amount, and that my completion record was pretty good, and I didn't exactly, like, kill a whole lot of people. That's new.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever. Hundreds of and the same
I've
material
already done
already
this.
went
Okay,
through the
yeah.
drawer. Slide.
Yeah, I figured it was probably a smarter idea to go talk to Everett first, since I opened that door for him. Let's go see what's up. What's funny is I don't really feel like I have just a whole lot of leads. I mean, I've got leads, but a lot of them are...
Before you stands a cargo container.
Is this like your thing with that wall again? You do? Because there are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one? There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that.
Joyce Druck's quest. No, I haven't picked anything up from Joyce yet.
We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
No reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
So is this actually going up now? Yeah, okay, so it's at 43%. Okay, let's get over here and see what Everett has to say. Are you the guy with the picture? No, that's Lee.
The lyrics
Leo.
to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick.
I swear I've already talked to you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was kind of... For the moment, I was opting with trying to find my badge first. But if I run out of stuff to do, I might go talk to her. I'm not real keen on working for the Wild Pines people too much. Look, something forgotten on the coffee table. Is there? Yeah. Let's see here. What do I... Let's go ahead and... Trauma might come in handy. I don't need endurance for this. Maybe that. Yeah, I'm not gonna need interfacing. Yes, I do, but I have made the decision. Well, actually, Harry has made the decision that he wasn't gonna try to find drugs or anything. Yeah. Wow, he looks ridiculous. That lowers my reaction speed. Yeah, okay. I think this ought to Oh, does my hat lower my rhetoric? It does. I think I'm gonna take that off. Excuse me.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
You're right, Harry. You only had to unlock the door, which you did, so we're all good here.
Yeah, he didn't seem too upset
He
by
was
the
testing you,
prospect.
and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
There was.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Wow, that rings a little true.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3
he's
of them,
such an ass.
all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive how much actual real world history and politics they get into a world that they've completely made up, but it still somehow feels vaguely. I feel like it feels vaguely Southern European somewhere.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Maybe even a former Soviet state. Anywhere from south of France to former former Soviet bloc. I don't know.
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers.
It's cool. I like the setting.
We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood. Making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to place. You know, it seems like it pulls from a few different cultures. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Because like Kim is obviously like Southeast Asian.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
I don't know if I should tell him about the bullet.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
When you meet this Titus, tell him about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry.
Wow.
These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as
like
hell
like Blackwater.
an army of scabs under my gates.
It's like every time we commit a war crime, we just rebrand our name. It's like Blackwater mixed with like the Pinkertons. Which, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Not everybody knows this. The Pinkerton Detective Agency still exists. Like if you look at them up, they are still in business, and one of the companies that they work for is Amazon.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes. So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man is what I saw when I took a look into that yard.
It's impossible to say if he's telling the truth, sire.
What I do
I like how that was a
case is in
success,
safe
and
hands.
what it told me
If
was, you
anyone
don't
can get
know.
to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my two little policemen. Godspeed, policeman.
He's that hard to read. Oh. Okay. Probably shouldn't tell him that. I wonder if I could... Maybe Mignana could help me with that.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
You're saying it, but I don't believe it. You know
I'm
how
more
it is.
left than you
Company
are.
Snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Yeah, he said that they, the leader said that they had killed him, and when I told him that I found a bullet in his head, he was surprised, or he at least seemed surprised that that was the case, because he said that they told him that he was hung. Yeah, he's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there.
Okay, so
a little village, they're calling it. A gloomy
I
place.
still can't get over
You'll
there.
find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Sure.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Okay.
Most certainly, Harry.
So the only
Nothing
thing...
bright by all means,
Yeah, I don't
Harry.
want to tell him that.
What's on your mind? Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't... Like I said, I don't necessarily... That's why I'm willing to help him out, where I'm not as willing to help out Wild Pines.
Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
I don't think so.
Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Harry! I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing sidearm as well.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Looks like we have a friendly gun-finding competition on our hands. My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them. Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
Okay. Well, I feel like I made some headway with that. I've got plenty of things to investigate, and I have a skill point now. I'm going to go screw around with this container real quick, and then I'm going to get off here, I think. Let's see if I can get lucky.
You're back before the cargo container.
Yeah.
Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Weird. So I get a +1. Oh no, I actually have not even saved scumming accidentally. Not well. I mean, I clicked the button. I guess it's not accidental, but I have made this 3% check before.
Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Because what wasn't an option? Are you satisfied, detective?
Okay. Let's go ahead and save. Anyway, thank you for tuning in again. We're at about 2.5 hours. It's actually went even a little longer than I meant to. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow. And see, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow, normal time, playing this. Thursday and Friday, I will be out. We have the 4th of July. I'm an American. I don't know if everyone listening is an American, but we've got the 4th of July weekend, and due to, like, you know, the last year with coronavirus, it's been about a year and a half since we've seen our extended family, so we're going to be going down there. But I'll be back some point this weekend. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. You guys have a nice night. Bye.